Chapter 12, Information and Communication Technologies. The learning objectives for this chapter include: describe how older adults' physical and mental well-being can be enhanced through the use of technology, analyze how technology has brought health news online and how it is likely to become more popular, discuss the need for technology training for the older workforce, enumerate the limitations and challenges of technologies to benefit older adults, and describe how technology can promote cognitive and physical functioning. While young adults are the biggest group using technology, internet users aged 74 and older are actually showing the biggest growth in the past decade. You'll see that the blue line, indicating users aged 65 plus, shows only 53% of older adults in this age range are using the internet, but you'll notice that it has the largest uptick in recent time. Obviously, as the younger generations that have used tech in their lives begin to move into the older age category, these rates will increase. So what are older adults using the internet for? As you can see, mostly email to keep connected with friends and family, followed by checking news, doing online banking, and social media to connect with others. Some facts about older adults and technology. Older adults with higher incomes and college degrees are more often using the internet. Many use it every day or multiple times per week, and when it comes to social media, most often used is Facebook. There are many benefits to being involved with technology as an older adult. Older adults can use technology to connect with their younger family members and enhance intergenerational communication. They might play games, chat on social media, share photos, or do video chats even when living in different states. They may also be more likely to engage in lifelong learning through the use of the internet. They can stay intellectually engaged by communicating with peers or accessing information online. Some research has even indicated that internet use could support healthy cognitive functioning in older adults. Older adults are the biggest users of print newspaper, but many of them are gravitating toward online news sources. The internet provides a great way for them to access news and local info on a timely basis. There are many benefits to being online in terms of managing health. So more and more older adults are turning to the internet to gain information about their health, either information for preventative health care, about a chronic illness they may have, or a medication they might be taking. Searching for healthcare information is actually in the top 3 for what people report they use the internet for. And there are a lot of websites that older adults use to look for information, like cancer.gov or the CDC, and those are kind of listed on this slide. And health literacy is the ability to obtain basic health information for decision making, and we'll talk about that in the next slide. And they might also even be using the internet to access information about their health insurance or learn about health promotion and illness prevention. So health literacy is the ability to access, understand, and use health information to promote and improve health. And the reason why this is important to understand among older adults is because they're using, as we've mentioned, the internet more and more for their health. So you've probably heard the term literacy regarding the ability to read or understand language. So health literacy is just a specific type of literacy for understanding healthcare language. Overall, older adults in the U.S. have low health literacy rates. As you can see in this figure, between 50 to 70% of adults age 65 or older are at a basic or below basic health literacy level, and less than 6% are considered proficient. And so this is really problematic for a population that is using healthcare at such a high rate. And having low health literacy can have negative effects on health. Those with low health literacy are more likely to visit an emergency room, have more hospital stays, and are less likely to follow their prescribed treatment plans. And those with low health literacy rates have a 50% higher mortality rate than those with adequate health literacy. So just understanding how to access health information online can be really important for older adults. Beyond accessing information, there's this idea of what we call telehealth or telemedicine. Telehealth is an assistive technology that uses biometric, video phone, and telemonitoring to send information electronically from your home to your physician about your health. Participating in health this way is helpful to older adults that do not have good access to transportation to get to and from the doctor. And telehealth can improve patients' feelings of self-efficacy about their health, improve their adherence to the health plan, and in turn improve their actual health. There are really neat things like the newer iPhone and Apple Watches include kind of biometric readings of your heart rates, your breathing, things like that you can track, and that information can go through an app directly to your doctor. So there are really some neat ways of doctors accessing your information from home now, of course, with your permission. Moving on to technology in the workplace, while there are often stereotypes that older adults cannot use technology, as this book says, the baby boomers put a man on the moon and a computer on every desk, so they are not afraid of technology. So this kind of stereotype that older adults are afraid of technology or not willing to be, learning new technology is not necessarily true. They're willing to learn new technology in the workplace. They often just want to know the reasoning for the changes and have good training on the new tech. And for older adults to remain competitive in the workforce, they need to keep up with the rapid pace of technology, and they can only really achieve this through good training and retraining exercises. I thought these were some interesting study findings. A recent Dropbox survey of more than 4,000 IT workers around the world found that workers aged 55 and older and those aged 18 to 34 used nearly the same number of forms of technology per week. And another related, they found that while email usage was nearly universal among the generations, younger workers were more likely to use video calls at work than those older workers. And younger workers were also more likely to use Facebook for work than older workers. So while they're both using technology at the same rates, they might be just using it differently. And so trying to figure out how we can get everyone trained in all the different forms of technology that are needed for each job can be really useful for older adults. And there's a neat article that I included on the beach board about an older worker sharing her experience learning from a colleague half her age how to use Snapchat for her job. So I think that's a pretty interesting story. And finally, technologies to help aging in place. I'm not going to talk too much about this just because we have another chapter that covers this. So you can see the more details about universal design and smart homes in this other chapter. But in general, technology can play a large role in allowing older adults to remain safely in their homes for longer. Things like a pill case that is locked and only unlocks at a certain time when it's time to take your medication can help caregivers make sure that their older adult is taking medication only at the time they're supposed to take it and not accidentally taking too much, because it's locked until it's time to take the medication. There's also a lot of, safety things that you can implement in the home, like cameras to check in on your loved one, alerts to let you know if they haven't gotten out of bed, if they haven't opened the door, if they haven't opened the refrigerator door. There's lots of really neat tech support for caregivers. So it's important for older adults to feel comfortable using technology if they're going to implement it into their homes to live at home longer. So overall, technology is making it easier for older adults to remain in their homes for longer. It also helps older adults stay more connected to family and friends, and it helps them be more involved in their own health. Therefore, health literacy is important for older adults that are using the internet to manage their health. And through telehealth, older adults have access to medical support from home, which can improve their feelings about their health and their actual health. And finally, technological supports can provide relief and assistance to caregivers.